Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to go over today's trades. We took 3 trades today. 2 out of the 3 stocks I was green, 1 I went red. So we're going to hop right into it. So first stock of the day was BDRX. So BDRX popped up on the scanner. There was some news about some phase studies. So we'll go here. Stock quote. It's going to show a different stock, but let me unlink it. So I type in BDRX and I'm looking at my feed. And this was the headline. So I was like, okay, it's a short float and it's pretty cheap. I was like, okay, it's under $1. Let's try to see if this can break $1. And oh, don't know what I'm doing. And it really didn't. It pulled back. So this was the initial. It was pretty much on light volume. I was trying to anticipate squeeze up since this was a shorter float, but it didn't. I took 200 share size, average 99 cents. This is where I got in. And I'm trying something new, so that way I can kind of like mark and see where am I getting in. So that way you guys can see, okay, this is where he got in, where he got out. So just make it better, clear. And I stopped out 89 cents, 10-cent stop loss. I was like, okay, whatever, $23 down, that's fine. So we're going to close out of this window. This was a different stock, ATHE, but we're going to go with SMX. That's the next trade I took. So SMX popped up, same thing. There was news on this. SMX came up on the scanner just a few after BDRX, after that failed trade. And what was the headline? Well, pops up. The headline was actually already earlier, so this popped up with increasing volume. There was more traders hopping on it, and there was increasing trend. And it was, to me, a little choppy at first. Like you're here, I couldn't tell. You could see how light the volume was, and then it started picking up, and I was like, okay. And then on the high days of momentum scanner, it popped up on that scanner. I'm like, okay, let me take a trade. So I took my first trade here around 242. And I believe the share size I took on this was right over here. I took just simple 100 share size. I was like, okay, I took a loss. Let's slow it down. Let's try to see if we can get a base hit. I did. I got in 242. I sold around 263. I pretty much broke even on that trade. So I was like, okay, that's fine. That's what I'm looking for. I need that confidence going into this next trade. I didn't want to trade it further. I could have. It did pull back, but it was a little bit choppy here when it was going up. I was watching it for a bit. It just, I don't know. Something to me told me that this wasn't gonna make anything crazy. I told myself, all right, I already got green on it. I'm just gonna get out. If I overstay my welcome, I'm gonna lose. And I feel like that's what was happening in other days where I went red. I kind of overstayed my welcome and I lost. Now, this trade, ATHE, so ATHE pops up. It's a higher float, but what was the news? So we're going to go here. If the news can load. Okay, I guess not. Let's try that one more time. Okay. Anyways, it was breaking news. I think it was breakthrough clinical data. And I tried to take a trade right here at 818 at this candle right here, but I kind of got scared. I was like, wait, it's going to flush. So what was going on in my mind? I'm like, holy shit, this is going to flush. Maybe I should have waited for a pullback. This is the 10-second chart, as you can see. I didn't know if it was going to be a pullback. I hesitated. I don't know. I was very indecisive here. I wanted it to pull back a little bit more before it can squeeze up. And then it kept going up. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a trade. It has momentum. There clearly trade is going in. It's not as high or as like high volume as other stocks, but it was squeezing up. I took a trade here at 937, 939, 937, and I ended up getting at the top of this candle at 1027. So you can see here 937, and I got out 1027, and I got in for pretty much a good $89 on the day. I got $89 on the day. That's how I ended my morning, which isn't too bad. So see, lost 23, 124, and I gained 89. So we're slowly climbing back up. We did take a big hit last week, at the end of last week. Now we're down only 30, so let's keep this, we got 3 days left. Don't want to fuck up anything. I have to be careful. So tomorrow, I still have to be light on the trade. I think what I've been doing on these days, I just kind of got too risky. I need to slow down, take a starter position like I have been. Whatever I was doing last month, I was taking starter positions, then I took the next trade, and that would be a bigger winner. So I got to take a small position. Even if I missed most of the move, I'd rather take a base hit than risking my entire funds for the day and having that fail. And then I'm stuck here, sitting here at 4 a.m. just, thinking about what I just did and then having to go back to sleep, if I can go back to sleep after that, which usually I'm up on my phone seeing whatever Twitter's up to, seeing what stocks might be up for the day, seeing whatever options I can place. I do a bit of options trading, not so much, but I've read a couple books and I want to get a bit better at it, take advantage of some opportunities if there are any. So tomorrow on the scanner, what I saw was SCNI. This popped up. There's no news. There's no symbol news, but it did pop up on the scanner. So 268. So it's at 331. So it's almost up, almost a full dollar. I can expect to see this squeezing up pretty early in the morning. So we probably won't be trading that. SLRX. I've traded SLRX before. So we'll click on this. Let's see if this is something I'll trade. Let's see what the chart is showing. SLRX. Okay, this is already showing. Wow. This move already went up quite a bit. Now let's check the 200 moving average. 144. Probably won't be trading this. It might squeeze up a little bit higher up to that price, but I feel like this was already the bulk of the move. Yeah, I'm not too worried. There's always opportunities in the market, and you just got to find the best one and just manage your risk. But yeah, today was a pretty good day. I'm happy with how I traded today at the end. Even though I was a bit hesitant, I did want to wait for a little bit of a higher move. Because I feel like what I was doing wrong too, I kept on anticipating that the volume, like in the first trade, I was anticipating that BDRX would go up, but there was no volume. So I was already getting ahead of myself. So I'd have to just confirm that, hey, there is volume, there's people buying, and I have to be able to jump in once I have that confirmation. It's not always going to be like ATHE. It's not always going to be like the stock where, it's going to flush down immediately, or it's not going to always have those micro pullbacks that I'm trying to look for. What I was trying to look for was a slight pullback up to here to maybe take my trade. But I felt like the moment I get hesitant, I feel like that's when I miss most moves too. So I didn't have time to hesitate. It's hard because you're here and things are moving up super quickly, 10, 20 seconds, and it's already up like $2. And it's like, wow, if I was a bit faster, I just punch in maybe one order, I would have been up $200 on the day. Had I placed it right here, I could have been up $200 on the day, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. I just have to get better. This is the game that I'm playing. I'm gonna get better at it. So mark my words, I'm gonna get better at it. But yeah, honestly, I just have fun. As long as I'm not doing anything stupid, which was last week. But I still have fun regardless. This is something I'm gonna enjoy doing. I'm gonna enjoy doing this until I'm done or don't have a need to do anymore, or hopefully I don't get to a point where I'm burnt out. But yeah, I'm pretty good for today. Good mood, just a little bit tired from work. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.